Hello, my name's Anne Gravels. Welcome to video 5 of 5 based on the teaching, learning and assessment cycle. And this aspect is evaluating learning, and you can find out more detailed information in chapter 7 of the textbooks. Often people get mixed up between evaluation and assessment. Think of evaluating learning as evaluating the learning programme that the learners have been attending, whereas assessment is actually of the individual learners and their achievement towards something. Ideally, you should obtain feedback. Now, this can come from your peers, your colleagues, where you're actually working. They could perhaps observe some of your sessions and give you feedback as to how they think you could improve. Feedback can also come from your assessor. If you're taking a qualification, they will give you lots of helpful hints. Feedback also comes from your learners, and this is the most important. The feedback that they give you can help you improve their current learning experience and the future experiences of learners that you'll take next time. But more importantly is how you self-assess and self-evaluate how you feel you're doing, based on all the feedback that you've received from everybody else. And you must be honest with yourself as well. Every time you finish assessing, just ask yourself, how did that go? How did I think it went for my learners, and how did it go for me? And often the perceptions might be quite different. So you really need to evaluate how you feel you're actually progressing, anything you need to do to improve. And don't be embarrassed if you think, well, I need extra help with my English or my computer skills. That's absolutely fine. Everybody's always learning, and there are probably courses you can attend to improve on that. One way is just simply to ask them, perhaps at the end of the session, ask them, how was the session for you? Did you feel you learned something? Or if there were any activities that I covered that didn't work very well, can you give me feedback as to how they could work? But every group and every learner that you take is different, and what might or might not work with one group might not with another. So it's all down to you finding the best ways that suit you and your learners. You can gain feedback from learners in other ways, such as questionnaires or surveys, which can often be done online now, as well as paper-based. You might identify throughout getting all this feedback that there are aspects you want to learn more about. We often call this continuing professional development, known as CPD, and it's all about you or someone else helping you identify what you need to learn or to know more of or to improve, and then finding a way of addressing that. It could be by attending an event, or simply reading a textbook or a journal, searching for topics online, getting information from your peers and your colleagues. Lots of ways really that you can just use to help inform your current and future practice. And one way of helping you identify this is perhaps through keeping a learning journal. Throughout your time taking the qualification, or indeed once you've passed, if you can keep a note of what does work or what doesn't work and find out ways of dealing with those, then you can look back on that and reflect and think, well, that worked with that group, or that didn't work with this group and I changed it and that worked really well, so I might use that in future. So it's just about considering what does work and what doesn't work, not being afraid to try something different, and just accepting that there will be times perhaps you make mistakes and you'll learn from them. It could be that your learners don't even notice. But hopefully the evaluation process will help you identify ways to improve your practice. Thank you. This was video 5 of 5 based on the teaching, learning and assessment cycle.